This is Beth Candell with Beth's Bountiful Bone Broth. Today we are going to make delicious Thai chicken soup. And we're going to make it with the bone broth that you made last week when you watched my previous video, which is with my Beth's Bountiful Bone Broth Spice Kit. So once you made the broth, you actually put it in mason jars and you froze it, right? So you have all this wonderful broth in your freezer. So that's what we're going to use today to make the Thai chicken soup. So first, we've got all these lovely ingredients, sorry, tongue twister, and we're going to start with sauteing some chicken. I've got some EVOO really hot here in my pan, so we're going to put the chicken in, and we're going to saute it. This is going to take, see, that's what it looks like right there. This is going to take about 10 minutes or so. Okay, so once you're done sauteing the chicken, you want to take it out of the pan and put it in a nice bowl and set it aside. Okay. And then set the flame back on again. There we go. And you're going to saute initially the garlic. There's the garlic. Get that a little higher. And then you're going to put in your chopped ginger and your scallions. I'm going to saute those up a little bit. Now this is the yellow, the green, light green, and the dark green, the whole thing sliced up. And they're kind of big chunks. They're not little small slices because we want to give it kind of a feel of Thai, to have some nice big green onions in there. So you're going to saute this up a little bit first, again, about 10 minutes. And once we do that, we are going to add the rest of our ingredients and we'll go from there. Be right back with you. So we're almost done sauteing our onions, garlic, and ginger. They're pretty soft right now. Could be anywhere from 5 minutes to 10 minutes depending on your stovetop, of course. So now we're going to add our carrots, which I've sliced up. The carrots go in. And there we go. And then what I did is I rehydrated some sun-dried, some shiitake mushrooms, dehydrated shiitake mushrooms. And I'm going to put these in there as well. I dehydrated them and I actually soaked them in bone broth rather than water because everything I do here I want to have flavored with bone broth. So that's going to go in there. I'm actually pouring the water in as well. I'm going to put the flame on high and I'm going to get this all sauteed together. It smells really good. Smell the ginger and the garlic and the scallions. So let that muddle around there for a bit. And so this is going to really taste kind of like a combination of Mexican-y Thai kind of thing because we're going to put in some green chilies. It calls for jalapeno, but I like them spicy, but not real spicy. And we're going to put some coconut milk in here too. So this is going to be very keto friendly. My secret ingredients I want to share with you because these things really add to all of the soups that I make. Number 1 is anchovy paste, and number 2 is fish sauce. These add the saltiness to your soup while also giving it a rich umami flavor. You can always finish it off with a little salt at the end if you need to, but I use most of my seasoning with these 2 items. And then, again, my other secret ingredients are cumin and coriander seed. Now, I use coriander seed because every time I use it, I grind it up in a mortar and a pestle. And the smell, once you grind up seasoning seeds as opposed to regular seasonings, is far greater. It's just a much more fragrant herb and spice when you grind it yourself. So we've got a lot of bubbling going on here. And all the vegetables are cooking down beautifully. When we get back, we're going to put the rest of the ingredients in the soup, and I'll show you how to mitigate all of the seasonings to make it taste delicious. Okay, our vegetables are soft, and now what we're going to do is we're going to put in our chicken. The chicken that we cooked earlier is going to go in. All right, our white and our dark meat. Then we're going to add our broth. And I'm going to leave some of the little fat chunks around there because the really good cancer-fighting amino acids are in the fat in bone broth. So I always leave a little bit in so I get the flavor and the nutrients, the amino acids from the fat as well. I don't put a lot in because it can get a little, viscous. This is my chicken bone broth, and that's going to go in. The flavor of this is going to be amazing. Then I'm going to add my green chilies. That's pretty much, there we go. And then my coconut milk, which is delicious. This gives it a real creamy texture. So that goes in, and then we're going to let this cook and simmer for about 30 minutes. Now let me take the time right now to tell you that this is keto, but if you wanted to, you like some kind of a carb, you could cook some jasmine rice, brown rice, white rice, cook that, or I'm gluten sensitive, so I use gluten-free pasta. This is brown rice pasta. You can add that as well. But here's the key, with either one of these things, you want to put it in at the end, right before you're ready to have the soup be done, because if it cooks the whole length of time with everything else, it's going to break down the fibers in the rice and the pasta. So you don't want that to happen. You want to keep the integrity of the carbohydrate in here. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's a beautiful, creamy, kind of off-white color. And right now, we're going to let this cook. And then at the end, right when just before we're done, that's when we're going to add our fish sauce and our anchovy paste. And we will adjust the flavors with that. So we've just been cooking the soup for a little while, and I forgot that we need to put in the cumin and the coriander now, because you want to cook the herbs with, this is the coriander, and this is the cumin, which is not opening. All right, I have another cumin. This is my other cumin here. Here's my other cumin. That's a new bottle. Okay, here we go. So then we put in cumin. I like a nice amount of cumin. There we go. All right. So we stir that up. And then again, right before we're finished, that's when we're going to adjust the salt with the fish sauce and the anchovy paste. So this is what I do. When it's just about done, I will just open up my anchovy paste and give it a nice big squeeze. Like that. And then I'll take several shots of my fish sauce, like that. Go. And I stir it up, and then I taste, like this. Wow, that's delicious. Actually, it's got quite a nice flavor already, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait for another 15 or 20 minutes while it continues to cook more. And then I'm going to add some lovely cilantro at the end. Now again, when I mentioned to you the rice or the pasta, that's what you want to put in literally 5 minutes before the soup is done. And then you let it cool and take what you want, and then the next time you reheat, the pasta or the rice will not be too overcooked. So the soup is pretty much done. So what I'm going to do now at the very end is I'm going to add some cilantro, which I love. Not everybody loves it, but I do. So I'm going to put that in. And for the right now, I'm going to leave it keto. I am not going to add any pasta or rice. But what's nice is, because I'm leaving it this way, if I decide right before I have my meal to reheat the soup, I can throw it in at that point. So I can leave it like this, and just at the last minute when I know what I feel like eating, add rice or add pasta, because the flavors and the ingredients in here are just so healthy for you and so delicious. You want to, by the way, it's snowing outside. I don't know if you can see that. It's about 32 degrees here. What's really nice about having bone broth soup is that you want to get as much bone broth in your body as you can to heal you with the minerals and amino acids. And you sip it, on a daily basis. But if you want to get your nutrients and minerals and such from the bone broth, having soup is a really great way to do it. And what better than to have a healthy soup made with bone broth? So thank you for watching my YouTube channel. If you like what you see, please subscribe to Beth's Bountiful Bone Broth. And my next video will be another recipe, and I look forward to a continued relationship with you. Thank you.